Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
This is home for CBS, WZMQ 19.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I know we are all seeing varying amounts of snowfall this evening. So, Air, who got the most so far?
Well, here's a picture of Ishpeming, some residents there yesterday. That scene was all green grass, according to Scott Minshall. And Ishpeming, Sundell saw about 14 inches, Negaunee about 13.5. And of course, there are varying ranges. But Marquette County saw the biggest snowfall totals as of right now. And we did have a blizzard warning, but that has been downgraded to a winter storm warning for Baraga and Marquette counties. We're still going to see some snow, less snow by the lake. So if you live in Marquette in the city, we'll probably see just a little bit of a dusting, 1 to 2 inches. But in those higher lands, Michigamme highlands there, as well as the Huron Mountains, we could see 2 to 9 inches out there. In Negaunee and Ishpeming, y'all ain't out of it either. And then taking a look at the northwest coast there, Houghton, Keweenaw, Gogebic, and Ontonagon counties, 1 to 3 inches. And we still have these windy conditions, 35 to 45 miles an hour. South Houghton County is in a winter weather advisory, as well as down south here in Dickinson County, but I'll go over these again after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. The snowstorm brought down a tree in Kingsford, damaging 2 homes, but thankfully no one was injured. St. Vincent's Tree Service believes tree rot might have been what weakened the tree and eventually brought it down. One homeowner had entire tree limbs go through her bathroom ceiling. There is a 3-man crew working to remove the tree, but one of the homeowners says things could have been a lot worse.
She just snapped. Oh, it was starting, yeah, see? Yeah, she just couldn't take the weight and the wind and snapped her right off.
I have a drop ceiling in my bathroom. That would have went all the way down. It would have got my son because his bedroom is right across from the bathroom.
St. Vincent says the tree will be made into wood chips by tomorrow night. They are getting that cleared out now. High winds and snowfall caused power outages for much of Escanaba last night. According to the city's electric department, 2 distribution lines came down around 7:30, leaving roughly 300 customers without power on the south side of Escanaba. In order to safely repair the primary overhead lines, linemen were required to open switches, causing about 1,000 more customers to lose power. City linemen restored the distribution lines shortly after midnight, and crews responded to individual customer outages until about 5:30 this morning.
A lot of hard work. We all work together to restore the power to the community.
Linemen continued to respond to outages throughout the day. Overnight, Delta County Central Dispatch reported a high volume of calls about those outages. Operators asked residents to call their power company for restoration updates and to contact Central Dispatch immediately for any downed lines or lines on fire. Marquette Sawyer Regional Airport is experiencing flight delays and reschedules due to the winter weather. Airline companies have preemptively delayed or all out rescheduled both passenger and cargo flights headed to Sawyer due to concerns about runway conditions. Yeah, you can barely see it. I would not want to land on that either, but also power outages at the airport. Sawyer's director of operations says although they are prepared to deal with winter weather, safety always comes first.
Well equipped and well trained for this, and we pivot where we have to, and we manage the snow event to try to make the airfield as safe and operable as possible.
Flights to and from Sawyer aren't expected to resume until at least tomorrow. With these high winds, thousands of people across the UP are experiencing power outages. Here's the current numbers tonight as of about 30 minutes ago. UPCO is reporting just over 3,300 outages. Alger Delta Co-op just about 2,700. Cloverland Electric out in the eastern UP just 555. They had way more outages last night. We Energy services a few counties up here in the UP. It's reporting about 100 137 total outages, and PowerOutage.us is reporting over 22,000 power outages across the UP still tonight. Today's snowfall has left slick roads and snowbanks all around the Upper Peninsula. Our Scott Minshaw joins us live to talk about how the Marquette County Road Commission is responding today. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Sarah, how's it going? And as I'm sure as you can hear, it is very windy out here. We're down by Lakeshore Avenue in Marquette, but like you said, road conditions are not great around the Upper Peninsula right now. We're seeing deep slush and slick conditions outside of Marquette. The Road Commission began plowing roads at 11 o'clock last night. The overnight crews stayed on until 10 this morning, and then a second shift of drivers took over and are continuing to plow the roads. As of this morning, Marquette County had over 30 plows on the streets and a team of over 50 drivers. According to the Director of Operations at the Road Commission, routes varied based upon the amount of snowfall found on roads.
All hands on deck. We've got the mechanics out in plows today as well, so we'll plow snow until it's gone. We have designated plow routes, and if there's only snow on part of the route, then they come up the hill where there's more snow and help out other drivers and other plow routes.
As Ross said, the plows will continue to run until all of the snowfall we're seeing around the Upper Peninsula is off of the roads there. Reporting live for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Scott Minshaw.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. The snowfall across the UP looked very different from city to city, as Ariane mentioned. Here in Marquette, hardly a dusting, but out in Ishpeming, a totally different story. This is actually my backyard. About 8 to 10 inches in parts of the city fell in Ishpeming, and it was snowing pretty much all day. It caused slick roads. It was even very hard to shovel. The snowstorm looked different everywhere across the UP, even just a few miles apart. WZMQ's Mitchell Reif joins us live. He took a drive through Marquette County today. Mitch, what'd you see out there today, Mitch?
Yeah, Sarah, as you can probably hear, it's very windy. All today in Marquette, it's been heavy winds and those really small flakes of snow that kind of feel like needles. Now, just heading up US 41, just 20 minutes down the road, it is a completely different scene with heavy packed snow, some places like 2 feet of snow. Now, some residents have been telling me they've been pretty excited to see finally some winter weather, while other residents could have done without the winter weather.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the snow, but when you live up here, what do? You got to deal with it, right?
I love it. Over by US 41, there's like a lot of snow. Okay.
Well, it's weird because you get a warm day, and then you get a snow day, and back to a warm day.
Negauni's elevation is over 1,300 feet, roughly 700 above Marquette. National Weather Service says this can result in a big shift in the amount of snow coverage between each city.
Snowfall amounts are going to be significantly variable. Text messages were full this morning. Well, what happened to the storm? Where is it? Well, there definitely are impacts across the UP, and there's still thousands of people that are without power, and the conditions will probably continue through the day today.
Outside of Marquette, the snow coverage has a significant shift just a little bit into Negauni right now, where I'm looking at about a foot of snow stuck to the ground. Teal Lake rests right behind me, but it's a complete whiteout.
Well, I've seen this in the past, where, this time of year we always get that one for St. Patty's Day or something of that nature,
Not only does elevation create a shift, but because Marquette rests next to Lake Superior, the warm temperatures keep the snow from accumulating.
We're not completely out of the woods. It's going to snow through the entire day today, but then we're also fighting the challenges of it being early April. So even though it's snowing, it's much harder for that snow to accumulate.
That's right. Yeah, I'm right here on Lakeshore Boulevard, where I'm telling you, Lake Superior is quite angry. There's some big waves, but the National Weather Service says although we've got a lot of snow right now, it's going to melt within the next week. And Zika mentioned that we might even see 50s, 60s, and dare I say 70-degree weather. So I'm really hopeful for that. Reporting live in Marquette, Mitchell Wright for WZMQ 19 News. Sarah, thank you.
Thanks, Mitch. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, what's up with Megan? She's sharing what to expect from the annual NMU Jazz Festival starting tomorrow. And later, millions of dollars being invested into outdoor recreation in the UP. We're back after this.
Elsbeth Tassioni, what's your name? We have to go ice skating.
No, thank you.
Please?
No.
Okay.
Welcome to New York.
I love when all the pieces come together.
Elsbeth, back-to-back new episodes tomorrow at 9/8 Central on CBS.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. That's because at John's Auto, communication is the key to service. When we have your car, you can expect to be updated on what's going on. And Craig here will explain repairs in terms I even understand, and I'm only 9. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget, we're still your #1 source for a pre-owned vehicle in Marquette County.
John's Auto Marquette.
It's hilarious. Hidden camera. Hijinks. Just for laughs, gags.
Mitchell Reif reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
It's spring cleaning at Shunk's. We're clearing out quality name brand furniture at big discounts, 30 to 50% off. Like Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, and Lazy Boy. These Lazy Boy Chase chairs with storage are 50% off. Get 40% off this 3-piece group by Flex Steel. And 50% off this leather sectional, we have to make room. And get 42% off this premium slipcover sofa. This is a store-wide event. We're clearing out Amish dining room too. Save 47% on this solid oak 5-piece group. Shop Shunk's at Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
Well, we've got a snazzy spring week. Looking at the conditions for tonight, will be windy, that breezy, wintry mix moving across the UP. That continues along with those alerts. Friday, looking forward to this. It's going to be a little bit breezy, but that sunshine is due back out, and then maybe a few clouds here and there. Looking even warmer and sunnier this weekend, and then mark your calendars if you haven't already. We've got the solar eclipse on Monday. We'll actually be live with a special at 3 p.m. Eastern time, so tune in for that. Current conditions, we've got a snowball here around Marquette County as well as a little bit there in Baraga County, so no surprise that we are still under winter storm warnings. Over here on that northwest coast, we'll expect 1 to 3 inches, and then Baraga and Marquette counties 1 to 9. More snow in the Michigamme Highlands as well as the Huron Mountains. Less snow along that Superior coastline, which is going to still be very gusty, 35 to 45 miles an hour. And then winter weather advisories for South Houghton County, 3 to 5 inches. And then for Dickinson County, maybe up to 1 inch. This one for South Houghton County ends tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Dickinson County, you guys are out of it at 7 p.m. Central time as of right now. And then lakeshore flood advisories still continuing into our evening here until 8 p.m. Eastern time, basically the Porcupine Mountains all the way up to the Keweenaw Peninsula, as well as Big Bay over to Whitefish Point could see some water on those low-lying roads as well as properties, so heads up there. And then this evening we'll have snow showers mostly along our western half there, and then a mix as well as some rain showers over here in the east before we see more snow taking over, especially in our morning before things kind of slow down. And then we'll see a mixture along our Lake Michigan and eastern counties there into our day before things kind of rattle off. Maybe some snow showers on Friday before we've got more sunshine and some clear conditions for the evening for now. Okay, snow totals this evening, looking at 9 o'clock, maybe close to 1 inch here in Marquette, or about ½ an inch there. Ironwood, 1.3 inches. And then for your morning commute, again, like we just saw with Futurecast, most of that activity is going to be over here in the west half there. So by 9 a.m., we could have 1.5 inches for Marquette, and close or a little bit above 6 inches for Lance. As always, expect the slushy roads continuing, but taking a look at current snow depth, Marquette, we've got 12, Munising about 14. It looks like Lance has also tied with Munising with 14 inches. Those gusts, like I said, continuing today and tonight. That's the same thing. As well as tomorrow morning, we'll see the gustiest conditions very early on around 5 a.m., around 40 miles an hour there in Ontonagon. Don't go anywhere. I've got your 7 days coming up in 15.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Still ahead tonight, congressional term limits. A new poll shows many Americans want term limits for congressional members. After this break, we are live in Washington with how likely that is.
Shop hundreds of Lazy Boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
Hi friends, Richard Karn here. Now I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Imagine for less than a cup of coffee a day, Choice Home Warranty can help protect you from expensive major system and appliance breakdowns that your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover.
Call Choice Home Warranty now and get access to a nationwide network of over 15,000 technicians and the latest appointment setting technology so you'll know when they're on their way.
So, do what this old DIYer did and call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more. Call for your free quote today. Call in the next 5 minutes and get your first month free. 800-418-1754. 800-418-1754.
I will not rest until I'm done. When there is evil on the run.
Bonanza, weekdays at 2 on MeTV 19.1. You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
According to a 2023 study by the Pew Research Center, the vast majority of American adults are in favor of term limits for Congress. But what would need to happen to make that a reality, and how do our lawmakers feel about that? Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon is live on Capitol Hill to break it down for us. Brendan, it seems support for term limits is growing as the approval rating for Congress seems to be dropping.
Hey there, Sarah. Good evening. That's right. Yeah, Congress has a pretty dismal approval rating of about 12%. That's the lowest since it's been when the government shut down in 2015 over the Affordable Care Act. Yet despite low approval ratings in the past and present, incumbent members of Congress still continue to get reelected at pretty high rates. 87% of Americans think that term limits are the solution.
We want term limits. It's straightforward, it's simple, and it breaks up the sort of arrogant power that Washington, D.C. has become known for.
If you believe Congress should have term limits, you're not alone. Recent surveys show 90% of Republican and 86% of Democratic voters are in favor.
The American people want term limits. They want to know that no one, no matter how popular at the moment, is going to be able to stay forever in power.
Paul Jacob is a board member of U.S. Term Limits, a nationwide group advocating for term limits at all levels of government. He believes the longer a lawmaker is in Washington, the more disconnected they become.
And so you start to get comfortable. Term after term, you're gaining more and more power, but you're also getting more and more removed from your constituents.
We can do better when it comes to making the House of Representatives more productive.
UP Congressman Jack Bergman has his own thoughts on term limits.
But I think we need to look now at how do we balance the length of a term and term limits.
I've always felt we have term limits. It's called elections.
If voters aren't satisfied with their elected officials, Senator Debbie Stabenow says they have the power to term limit their lawmakers at the ballot box.
If people, come out and vote, they can change people every 2 years, or in the Senate every 6 years.
But losing as an incumbent is rare.
The truth is the power of incumbency, from the free mail they get to send out at taxpayer expense, to the name ID, to the fact that they have a vote on power right now, and that means they raise a ton more money than challengers.
According to the nonpartisan watchdog group Open Secrets, incumbents running in 2022 Senate races raised an average of $29.7 million each, a massive advantage over the average $2.1 million raised by their challengers. The contrast is true in the House, just not as expensive. In the 2022 midterms, incumbent representatives on average raised $2.8 million, roughly 9 times more than the $308,000 raised by their challengers. That's one reason Jacob and U.S. term limits are pushing for change. A constitutional change.
Now we're looking at how we get a constitutional amendment to limit members of Congress.
Article 5 of the Constitution allows either 34 states at convention or both chambers of Congress to propose constitutional amendments. 3/4 or 38 states must then ratify the proposal in order for it to be enshrined as law. It may be a tall task, but Jacob says it's only a matter of time.
The question is when. It's going to happen, but when?
And Sarah, a congressional term limits amendment was introduced in the House earlier this session. It would have limited House terms to 3 terms and in the Senate to 2 terms. That measure, however, was shot down by both Democrats and Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee in a 17-19 vote. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Sarah, back to you.
All right, Brendan, thank you very much. A new funding opportunity is open for outdoor recreation businesses. The Michigan Outdoor Innovation Fund, organized by the MEDC and InvestUP, is a $3 million pre-seed fund aimed at supporting startup companies that are focused on outdoor recreation. The fund, which is the only seed fund in any rural location in the state of Michigan, will make investments between $50,000 and $250,000.
Have this perfect mix of resources and assets, business development, outdoor experience, promotion of outdoor experiences. We have all of the assets that are needed for them to be successful. And now we have the capital to help them advance their business.
InvestUP also has an advisory board from Innovate Marquette and Michigan Tech to ensure the success of that fund. Still ahead tonight, what's up with Megan? She has the details about a jazz festival at NMU starting tomorrow. That's next.
We're going into day 10 without fire.
That is a record. This rain getting on my nerves. Your brain's not functioning.
I can barely find my shoes.
Talking to a tiki man. It's chaos. We are pulling you from the game.
I don't even have words.
Dread.
I don't know why I'm crying.
The tribe has spoken.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
Catch him, they'll use every trick in the book.
Top investigators and police use the latest forensic science to uncover the truth and solve real cases. The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
Scott Minshaw reports at 6 at 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What? You're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
She's very frank.
You should never start anything you're not prepared to finish.
Compassionate.
I see a family that still loves each other, and I'm glad to see it.
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
I'm Rachel Knapp. Watch my reports live from Washington, only on 19 News.
Let's find out what's up with Megan O'Connor. And Marquette is about to get musical the next couple of days.
That's right, Sarah. The Northern Michigan University campus is set to come alive with the sound of jazz as it hosts a 2024 NMU Jazz Festival this Thursday and Friday. Drawing talented high school and middle school jazz bands from across the region, the festival promises a vibrant celebration of music and education. This year's event will feature jazz pianist and composer Ellen Rowe, professor of jazz and contemporary improvisation at the University of Michigan. The festival will feature a plethora of activities, including performances, clinics, workshops, and jam sessions. High school and middle school ensembles will take the stage, followed by coaching from festival clinicians. The pinnacle of the festival will be the 2 evening concerts featuring Ellen Rowe alongside the NMU Jazz Band and NMU Jazz Combo, taking place tomorrow and Friday at 7:30 p.m. in Reynolds Recital Hall. Tickets are available at the door and in advance through all NMU ticket outlets. For more information on the festival, visit nmu.edu/music.
I love that the high school and middle school students get to be involved in this, because I know as a band kid when I was in middle and high school, it's so fun to like play with adults who have been playing and are good, and you get to hear and learn from them, and that's just such a cool experience.
I agree, and it's also a great place for kids to get mentors, and they can use them throughout their whole educational careers.
Absolutely. So what else is going on?
Lots going on. Another jazz event for you this Friday at 7:30 p.m. at the Rose Center of Performing Arts in Houghton. Check out the video game jazz ensemble presented by Michigan Tech Music. Prepare your livers for the 2nd annual cocktail competition taking place at the Landmark this Sunday at 5 p.m. Don't miss out on the crowning of the local liquor legend. Tickets are sold at the door. This Monday, there will be a total solar eclipse in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Times vary, and reminder, do not look directly into the eclipse. Also Monday, don't miss out on an opportunity to save a life from 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Alger Parks and Recreation Department in Munising will be hosting a blood drive. Finally, next Wednesday, April 10th, the Lake Superior Community Partnerships annual dinner from 5:30 to 8:30. Check out their website, marquette.org, for more information.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Megan.
Thank you.
Registration is open for an annual event for gardening enthusiasts at Escanaba's Bay College. The Bay Denac Gardening Conference returns for its 24th year on Saturday, April 27th. Attendees can choose 4 of 16 classes to attend throughout the day, including composting, invasive species, succulents, small fruits, cooking from the garden, and ways to incorporate native species into your landscape.
These classes range from basic to a little bit more advanced, so this is open to the general public. Anyone, you do not have to be a master gardener. This conference does qualify for master gardener certification credits, but you can be just beginning. There's all kinds of neat things to learn.
Registration for the Bay Denac Gardening Conference closes April 15th. Prepayment is required. You can head to WZMQ19.com to sign up online or for the list of registration pickup locations. Well, we still have a little more snow to get through before the weather takes another turn and the sun comes back out. Ariane has one final look next.
It's a great time for bathroom updates. Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Check out our great selection of Max shower doors, bathtubs, and shower kits. Right now, this Cyrene Corner shower kit is only $658.49 after rebate. Finish your update with Mohawk vinyl plank flooring. It's stylish and waterproof, making it perfect for any room in your home. Home Expressions vinyl plank flooring is just $199 a square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
If you're over 40, we want you to think ahead for just a moment. Imagine your retirement having all the money you need, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Investor. Secure Future utilizes an indexed annuity tied to the U.S. stock market, but without any risk of loss, ever. That's right. No matter what happens in the market, your investment can never decline. Down years, you're insured against any losses. boom years, your retirement account grows exponentially to increase your worth. Whether the market is up or down, Secure Future Investor can set you up with guaranteed money for life income. It's the difference between thinking you have enough money to retire and knowing you're getting that retirement check every single month for the rest of your life, no matter how long you live. Over 40 years old? Call now. Call 888-861-2298. 888-861-2298.
Tonight, could rising concerns over bird flu affect the price of eggs? Then, air travel disruptions after tornadoes and high winds hit the Midwest, and how towns in the path of the eclipse are cashing in on the phenomenon on the CBS Evening News.
Get ready for a brand new season of Collector's Call with all new collections.
Collector's Call, Sundays at 6:30 on MeTV 19.1.
The winter weather advisory down here in Dickinson County that ends tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. Everybody else going into tomorrow, we've got breezy conditions and that mix continuing.
That is all the time we have for now. We will see you back here tonight at 11:10 Central.
WZMQ TV 19, continuing to stand with the people of Ukraine.